What's goody in the hoodie, y'all? My name is Peace, and I'm here to talk about the notary aspect of being a loan signing agent. As an LSA, your assignments can come from any state from around the country. And for the most part, the packages all tend to look the same more or less. But I remember at the very beginning of my journey, I was sort of caught off guard when the format of a certain notarial certificate looked a little bit different from what I was used to. I had to call someone from Title to help me fill out the notarial certificate, and it was so embarrassing at the time. But it's inconsequential now, and I'm going to help you guys not end up like me in that situation. The two most common types of notarial acts a loan signing agent will take are acknowledgments and affidavits. In an acknowledgement, the signer basically confirms to you, the notary, that the signature on the document is theirs and that they are who they say they are, which you have to confirm by either knowing them personally or by seeing an appropriate form of ID, like driver's license or a passport. An affidavit is kind of the same thing, except a signer has to swear to the truth of the contents of the document. And this is done through an oath or affirmation which you will administer. Another main difference is that an affidavit requires the signer to sign in front of you, while an acknowledgement does not require the signer to sign the document in your presence. Now, with that being said, each notarial act comes with a notarial certificate which certifies to the facts of the notarial acts. That was a bar. I cannot. For acknowledgments for property in New York, the notarial certificate that you have to fill out is called a uniform acknowledgement form. And this is what it looks like. And I'll go over that in a few minutes. For an affidavit, the notarial certificate that you have to fill out is called a Jurat. And this is what it looks like. So let's start with the Jurat. Jurats pretty much look the same from state to state, and they don't really change much in terms of structure. So when you're filling it out, all you have to do is enter the state, which is New York, county, which is the Bronx, sworn to or affirmed before me this 17th day of January 2022, and then you sign and then stamp. Pretty straightforward. Now, when it comes to acknowledgements, there is a little bit more information that you have to fill out. This is what the New York Uniform Acknowledgement Form looks like. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only use this for property located in New York. If the acknowledgement does not relate to real estate property in New York, then you have to use an acknowledgement certificate in the form that was acceptable in the past. What does that even mean, and why is that necessary? Don't know. We already know how New York rolls. A lot of things don't make sense all the time. Additionally, these acknowledgement certificates look a little bit different from state to state, so I'm just gonna take you guys through different examples so you aren't caught off guard like I certainly was. Which I don't know why, because looking back now, they're very straightforward. I don't know why in the moment I was freaking out. I guess nerves just got to me, but let's get started. Okay, so we are going to get started with New York's Uniform Acknowledgement Certificate. So starting at the top, State of New York, followed by County of, and you want to enter the county where you are performing the closing or taking the notarization. So here we are just going to enter County of Bronx on the 17th day of January in the year 2022. So all you want to enter there is the day followed by the month and then the year. Before me, the undersigned personally appeared. Then you want to enter the signer. Signer's name is John Doe. You want to enter the name as it appears in the documents. Personally known to me or proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence to be the individual whose name is subscribed to the within instrument acknowledged to me that he executed the same in his capacity, and that by his signature on the instrument the individual or the person upon behalf of which the individual acted, executed the instrument. So it's a whole bunch of verbiage there. After that, you are going to sign your notary signature. Then right below that, you're going to print your name. Make sure that it says Notary Public, State of New York, followed by the county of your commission, which is the Bronx. And then you are going to enter your commission expiration date, which was already given to you. Typically, when it comes to acknowledgements, from my experience, you don't have to fill in all that information at the bottom. Your information is already going to be on your stamp, so all you need to do is stamp your notary stamp, and then you will just enter the venue, the date, and the person signing, and then sign, stamp. So it's pretty straightforward. So that's for New York. Let's move on to what other states' acknowledgements look like. Okay, so here we have an acknowledgement form from Alabama. So pretty much looks the same thing as New York's. So we are just going to enter the county. Oh, first we are going to cross out Alabama and replace it for New York because we are not in Alabama. So in situations like that, when you get an acknowledgement from a different state, you just cross out the name, replace it with the correct state, and then initial. Then you enter the appropriate county, which is Bronx again. Here it says, I blank a notary public. You're going to enter your name as the notary public. I, Peace O. Omaregi, a notary public, hereby certify that John Doe, that's when you would enter the signer's name, whose name is signed to the foregoing conveyance and who is known to me, acknowledged before me on this day, that being informed of the contents of the conveyance, he executed the same voluntarily on the day the same bears date, given under my hand this 17th day, January AD 2022. You would enter the date last instead of first. So just enter the day, month, and then 22. After that, you would sign and then stamp. So that's sort of how they do it in Alabama. So we can move on. Okay, so next we have a notarial certificate from the state of Arkansas. Okay, so we are just going to fill it out the way we have been normally. So start from the top, state of New York. So we're going to cross that out, enter New York, initial, and then you're going to enter the appropriate county, which is the Bronx, on this, the 17th day of January 2022. So again, same format, day, month, year. Before me, Peace O. Omaregi, the undersigned notary. So you have to sort of read past that blank in order to figure out what would go there, because if I had never seen this certificate prior to, I would have just automatically assumed that they would want me to enter the signer's name. But no, once you read past that, you see that they want you to enter your name, you the notary. So before me, Peace O. Omaregi, the undersigned notary, personally appeared, John Doe, which is the name of the signer, owned to me or satisfactorily, can't say that word, proven to be the person whose name is subscribed to the within instrument, and acknowledge that he executed the same for the purposes therein contained. It witness whereof I hereunto set my hand and official seal. Then you would sign your signature, enter your commission expiration date, and then stamp. Okay, so when you see acknowledgements from different states, you sort of want to like read through it before you begin filling it out, just so you are not making a mistake and, you know, swapping the placements of the names. So let's move on from that. Okay, I don't remember what state this is from, but as you can see, this is an acknowledgement. It kind of looks like a jurat in terms of its format. It looks very short and straightforward, but this is an acknowledgement. It's a very short one. So information that you have to enter is very straightforward. All you have to do is enter your state, the county you are performing the closing at. This instrument was acknowledged before me on the, then you just enter the date you normally would when you date any other document. 1/17/2022 by John Doe. you enter the signer's name, not your name, the signer's name. Then you would sign and stamp. Okay, so not much to this acknowledgement, this particular acknowledgement. Just make sure that you are entering the signer's name and not your name. Okay, next we have an acknowledgement certificate from Idaho. Okay, this is the general structure of it, and this is how you fill it out. So, at the top, State of Idaho, County of Ada, on this 5th day of November 2019. So, following the same structure as the previous ones, you go day, month, and then year. Before me, a notary public for the state of, this is new, it's a little bit different. You have to enter the state this time, and the other ones we didn't have to enter the state because the state was already listed at the top. But in this one, they want you to enter the state. State of Idaho, personally appeared, you enter the signer's name, John Smith only, known to me to be the person named on the foregoing, and acknowledged to me that he, you would have to enter the gender of the person, so he, she, they, executed the same as a free act and deed for the uses and purposes therein mentioned. A witness whereof I hereunto set my hand, affix my notarial certificate, the day and year, and the certificate first above written. Then you would enter your notary signature and your notarial stamp. Okay, so a little bit different, but if you read through it, it's still something that you should probably be able to figure out on your own if you slow down and don't get nervous like I did, but straightforward. So let's move on from that. Okay, and then lastly, we have this next acknowledgement. I don't recall what state this is from, but it still follows the same general format. So let's go on and clear this out. So, State of New York, County or City, which is the Bronx, this 17th day of January in the year 2022. So going back to the structure that we've already familiarized ourselves with, day, month, year. Before me, name of notary. So again, you have to read past that in order to figure out that your name goes there and not the signer. Because in the New York acknowledgement, after that before me text, that before me verbiage, goes the signer's name. You do not write your name in that little space after the before me text. But in certain circumstances, they want you to write the notary public's name. So you have to read past that little blank to really understand what goes there. So after the before me, it says a notary public in and for said state personally appeared. That's when you name the individual or the signer. Known to me to be the person who executed the within type of document. So this is a new variation that we haven't seen. Some acknowledgements want you to enter the type of document that you are actually acknowledging. So it could be like a signature affidavit or whatever you're acknowledging. You have to enter the title of the document. And acknowledge to me that he, she, or they entered the gender of the person, executed the same for the purposes therein stated. After that, you would sign and then stamp. So yeah, like I said before, the acknowledgements pretty much all want the same type of information. It varies a little bit, and some want more information than others, but it's pretty much a matter of reading the verbiage and trying to figure out what goes where and not, you know, making any mistakes and like swapping the information around. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to help any of you guys that might have seen a different type of acknowledgement and were caught off guard like I was at the beginning. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just a really quick video on how to fill out a jurat and a couple of acknowledgements. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Doing so exposes my content to people who have the exact same questions as you. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.